Hello there, and welcome back to Dr. Robotnik's Ring Races. As you'll have seen from the title and thumbnail, I'm going to be taking on the Flame Cup in this episode, but I had a little bit of housekeeping to do first. Between episodes, I've begun to run my games through Steam rather than running them directly, which somehow has made them run better than before. That means that Ring Races is now affected by Steam's controller client, which means I need to go and rebind everything. I've also switched from the PlayStation 4's DualShock controller to the PlayStation 5's DualSense, which has meant that Ring Races now miraculously recognizes the existence of the trigger buttons, something I had no access to before. I'll be experimenting with my keybinds for a while, and maybe I'll make a tutorial on it once I find the optimal layout, but this footage is really boring, so let me skip to the action. Not a great start. Part of that was getting used to the new control layout because I have mixed it up quite a bit to what I was using before, but it's also because I've been on an SRB2 cart binge between episodes, and the turning circle Sonic has in that game is very different to the turning circle Metal Knuckles has in this game. The overestimation of Metal Knuckles' pretty abhorrent handling, in light of that, is going to come up quite a bit as the Flame Cup continues. So consider all of this a prelude. After that abysmal first lap, Trap Factory was a pretty easy ride, as you can see from how the competition is only just crossing the finish line now. Unfortunately, it was the only race I really got away with freeloading on, because the rest of the Flame Cup demanded a lot more of me if I wanted to continue collecting A ranks. I remarked in the last episode that it was ironic that the Lightning Cup had a lot of underwater or otherwise hydro-themed stages just after the Aqua Cup, to which I received comments that it was not going to be the last cup to have this strange sense of humour. And well, I'll just say that Diamond Dust is not going to be the last snow-themed stage you're going to see in the Flame Cup. Robotnik this far back felt like a sort of sick joke, because considering how many Saab turns this track has, God knows I needed all of the powerful items I could get if I wanted to keep up as Metal Knuckles. Don't ask me what that flash was for. Turns out the other racers made more useful pinball bumpers than the actual ones littered all over the track. If that drop target had thrown me off the track after that slog of a race, I'd have probably quit right there and then. Sonic Time Twisted would replace ring races as the current playthrough, and I'd get to the classic Vania games much more quickly. Thankfully, someone at Car Crew had the decency to put a wall there, so unlike prior incidents, I basically just got a free speed boost. The C rank's not great, but I don't care, because it at least means that I can move on from Diamond Dust and move on to Brawl Fort. Savour this. It's the last time you're going to see something other than a snow level for the next 20 minutes. I still don't really know why Ring Races insists on ignoring my lob commands half the time. I don't really want to know how many Prison Break rounds it cost me across this playthrough, but at least it didn't cost me this one. Another A rank, right before moving on to okay, I think that's the last flubbed start I had in the Flame Cup. Past this, it's all gonna be smooth sailing. Screw you, Amy. For as much grief as they often cause me, it feels good to see other races in my game. Looking back, it's amazing that SRB2 kart got as popular as it did when the only form of single-player content is time trials. It means it's pretty lonely a lot of the time. And honestly, compared to the gold medal ghosts in that game, the infamous ring racers rivals really aren't that bad. Two very close calls at the last moment there, but the results speak for themselves. Ignore that. With 20 more rings and another A rank in my pocket, I was on track to do very well in this cup. Until Blue Mountain Act 2. Oh, Blue Mountain Act 2. It took a good few attempts to place well enough to move on with the Flame Cup, so I'm just going to put the time code for my successful run on screen now. You're free to ignore that, of course, but bear in mind that you're going to be very well acquainted with this course if you do. That was a chaotic run, but it was so similar to the next two attempts that I really struggled to bring up any points of note. All I'll say for now is that this is not the last time I'll be finishing in 6th. That opening launch is deceptively tricky, and even after recording this, I still can't say I've quite figured out how to do it perfectly. I mentioned it earlier, but throughout this entire Grand Prix, I really struggled with cornering. Whether that was because of controller setup, refamiliarizing myself after playing SRB to kart, or playing as a new character is anyone's guess, but it was particularly bad on this course. It honestly felt like there may have been some sort of lag problem or misinput or some other glitch, to the point that I actually tested this out further after recording to make sure everything was working. All that proved was that, yes, ring races just plays like this. Mentioned something very similar just a few moments ago, but it bears repeating. All I'm going to say for now is that this is not the last time I'll be finishing in 6th. Part of the reason I made sure to timestamp my actually successful attempt is to cut out the number of times you viewers get to see me do things like that. Getting embarrassing. However badly you dislike the garden top, it's not enough. Also, I feel like the manual respawn should actually launch you into the pack, because you're only really going to use it in situations like that, and I don't think it really helped much. Alright, we're up to the timestamp I put on screen all that time ago. So yes, that was the last time I finished in 6th. The opening of this attempt went pretty well, so I thought I had finally sussed out the course by this point. I'm so glad that the magnetic attraction I somehow have with this specific tree was there to prove me wrong. After 4 runs of Blue Mountain Act 2, I would have been happy to leave even if I had a C rank. Of course though, me failing that many times had forced ring racers to lobotomize all of the other contestants, so I actually finished with a healthy lead, full rock pocket of rings, and an A rank. Thankfully, I can tell you now that no other course took me that long to beat, as Crystal Island went pretty smoothly. I remember when these things were evil, for a few cups, right up until they just weren't again. This one's a strange mix of underwater and snow themes, but considering both are polar opposites of what you'd expect of a flame cup, the theme still holds. Very convenient of that CD to drop right on my head. And here's Speed Highway. Finally something other than the snow level. And it's a hell of a course to end on. Even if the minimap reveal ended up giving me war flashbacks to Blue Mountain Act 2. It was going too well, having nearly reached the end of the course without really making a mistake. Luckily, Amy didn't stay ahead for long, as I'll be taking my first place back in a few seconds. Maybe it's a little bit of a janky throwback, but how else could you finish a speed highway course other than throwing you down the side of a building? I had shivers run down my spine when I saw Bark drive past, but that flame shield came in clutch to keep my entirely deserved first place intact. Unsurprisingly, for a near-perfect race, I ended up with an A rank, which leaves one question. Can I get into the Shield Star? I did well in most races and perfected both Prison Break rounds, but it's well accepted that needing more than 2 retries sort of rings a death knell for your chances. Well, we can only wait and see. That result really did surprise me, but I didn't have time to consider myself lucky, because I need to make up for my dire performance here in the last episode. The Chaos Emerald slipped through my fingers too many times, and now I've got a grudge. Don't think it's possible to have a more embarrassing defeat in a Shield Star than that. considering that courtyard is constantly giving you jaws to fire at the UFO catcher, I think I can count on one hand the number of times they've actually managed to hit it. Between them hitting walls, spikes, me, giving up on homing on the catcher. They're just useless here. I have no idea why the emerald broke out so quickly on this attempt, but it genuinely nearly made me have a heart attack. That said, it immediately began pulling away from me, so I knew I needed to work fast to get it before the sealed star ended. With how long it took and the number of near misses I had, I was almost ready to accept that as another failed run. But thank God it wasn't. I don't know what it is about that cursed emerald specifically, but it feels particularly slippery in comparison to the ones I've collected in balconies and shirts. In the end though, it's now the third Chaos Emerald I've collected. Let's get onto the results page now, and see how well I did on the Flame Cup. With the number of continues I used, an A rank is a lot more generous than I thought it'd be. Ring Races is honestly pretty ruthless with cup ranks most of the time. And let's have a look at those rewards. The CT is fine, it's nice to unlock a new cup, even if I have no idea what the power in Power Cup is supposed to be representing. Considering they're pretty boring most of the time, it's actually the follower that was most interesting. The Snowman. Unlocked for touching no course hazards on Blue Mountain Act 2. Didn't even realise a man should do that, though it clearly didn't do me too well. As much as that course is possibly the worst I've ever done in a Ring Races race so far, I think that, overall, today has been a success. I hope you enjoyed the video, and that you tune in next time. I'll be taking on the Super Cup. For now though, ciao.